Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the W. Mason Coach Report with head women's lacrosse coach Shannon Smith. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, 1-1 week last week. You're coming off a 13-8 win over Columbia. We talked to you in between the two games, but kind of recap the week that was for Hofstra women's lacrosse.
Yeah, I think it was an exciting week. We had a tough go at it with Dartmouth with our slow start, but I think that we really focused on that. We came out really strong against Columbia on the offensive side of the field, and I think that our defense stepped up late for us with Jess in the cage in the second half, and it was really nice to see freshman Amanda Guerrero really step up and have her first 3 goals of her career. Not only one, but she had a hat trick, which was really exciting, and just shows that if you really work hard, hard work's going to pay off, and Amanda has really worked hard to get to where she's at right now.
Yeah, it was really, like you kind of mentioned, the tale of 2 games last week. The slow start against Dartmouth and the great start against Columbia. How were you able to change that for your team in such a short amount of time?
It was just a focus for us at practice. We just played a lot of fast-paced drills in the beginning of practice where they had to be really focused. I think it was, the players were really self-conscious of it and knew that we had to come off strong and gain a lot of possessions. And I think Darcy did a really great job for us, getting us a lot of offensive possessions in the first half by winning the draws.
We talk about what people like Alexa Matera, Darcy Smith, Alyssa Perella, Annalise Martin are doing for you all season, and these are all returnees, but you don't really notice how many freshmen are getting a lot of playing time this year, and that kind of, people forget about that. How have you liked the development of your freshmen so far this year as they're meshing with a bunch of upperclassmen?
Yeah, we had 9 freshmen play against Dartmouth, and they continue to do really well, and they continue to do well against Columbia. I think all season they brought a lot of spunk and competitiveness for our roster. They're really confident. I think they've learned a lot throughout season, and I think they're ready to go. For this month of April in our conference play, and they're going to continue to learn. We're going to have growing pains, but I really like their development that they had, and each of them continue to stay hungry and continue to get better.
And speaking of learning a lot, they've learned how to win. You have 7 wins through the non-conference portion of your season. As you look back now, as you're ready for CA play, taking a look back, what have you liked from your team, and what would you like to see improve from your team after the conclusion of non-conference play?
Yeah, I think our team just really grew together, became so much closer both on and off the field. We're really a family, and I think that really has to do with our leadership that we have in our locker room. I think that we've become really strong on the draws, and I think that needs to be a focus for us going in the month of April, because the more possessions we have, the more opportunities we have to score. I think offensively, we're really starting to find our identity. We're starting to get more people stepping up, people with more confidence. It's really nice to see, Katie Whalen get back into her groove with scoring. I think Alexa Matera has done just so much for us and on the defensive side in the midfield, and dodging really hard for us. And it's really great to see the freshmen. I think a consistency that has been for us is Jess in the cage, and we're going to need to continue that going into the month of April.
Yeah, you mentioned the draw controls. It's really been probably one of the most successful parts of your program this year heading into CA play, and it's led your team to where Katie, Alexa, and Alyssa have had such success offensively. How has that trio exceeded your goals so far? Are they about where you want them to be? What offensively, where do you like your team, and specifically those 3?
Yeah, I think that we are growing, and I think that we're starting to hit our stride right now, which is great because we're going into conference play, and Alyssa, Katie, and Alexa are going to play well. It's how much can the rest of that offense develop, and I think we're really developing. We're getting more goal scorers because we're super young on the offensive side of the field, more kids with confidence. We need Alyssa, Alexa, and Katie to continue to do well and have their shots continue to fall for us.
And then you open CA play on Friday at home, 5 o'clock at James M. Short Stadium against William & Mary. What are the challenges of William & Mary, and what are the keys to victory coming against the Tribe?
Yeah, they're a really well-coached team. They're extremely tough. They all are also really good on the draws, so that's going to be a really big factor on Friday night. They have a really tough defense. extremely aggressive. Their goalkeeper is really good, so we're really going to have to be on point with our offense. And they have a lot of different weapons on their offensive side of the field, some big dodgers. So defensively, we're going to have to really be locked in, and we can't afford slow starts on that side of the field.
And then I don't know if I'd use the word unique, but it's certainly an interesting weekend. You don't see a lot of women's lacrosse where you're playing on one day, traveling the next, and playing on the next day. It certainly puts your team at in a situation where you're going to have to be all focused. How do you get your team ready for that? Such a quick turnaround with a game, travel day, game, and you're in conference play.
It is definitely tough. I think the biggest thing is our focus all year has been recovery in our bodies and making sure we're taking care of that, and this team has done a really great job. So that's one thing that we're going to really have to focus on in between the games. But the players on our team, they love to have fun. They're a little goofy, but they're also focused at the same time. So we just have to let our team be them while we're traveling, and when they need to be focused, they're locked in. But we'll continue to go about our business and be really excited for this weekend.
Well, Coach, wish you good luck with the start of conference play, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the W. Mason Coach Report with head women's lacrosse coach Shannon Smith.